Today I am roasting your zombie gameplay, which includes things like taking on the Act 3 worm with a sniper rifle, barreling headfirst into a warlord, and we're ending it off with the most painful Dark Aether run you will ever see on YouTube. This is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. If you want to submit your gameplay for a gameplay review, be sure to join the Discord link in the description and then put it in the Zombie Coaching Gameplay Review channel. Who knows, maybe you'll be in my next video. Our first video is going to be from Notorious Bulls. And as you're about to see, we are taking on the Act 3 worm with a sniper rifle. Now, at first when I saw this, I thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be an absolute nightmare. We've got a VR11, which is pretty good for the red worm, but we also have the sniper rifle, and it's triple pack-a-punch legendary, which is good, but man, oh man. In fact, in one of my first ever Modern Warfare 3 Zombies videos, I recommended using sniper rifles against mercenaries. However, that was before they were nerfed, like before they would strip your armor, so it was the safest thing to do to use a sniper rifle against these mercenaries, and fortunately that's been patched and you can actually use regular weapons a little bit easier here. And I do apologize if you hear the game audio is very out of sync with the video, and I apologize for the beautiful people who didn't notice that until I just pointed it out. It's gonna ruin it for now. But we kill the mercenaries, we do the normal thing, we're gonna destroy the helicopter, and here is Orcus. Now for the most part, this player here makes some pretty darn good decisions. We have a good training path here. We keep going around these same little areas here. We're using the VR11, we're using the sniper rifle. The VR11 is clearly the most powerful thing between the two. I would have recommended, though, actually triple pack-a-punching the VR11. I'm not entirely sure if it does more damage against the worm. It's got to, right? It's got to. But even here, pack-a-punch 2, you get to see with everything going on, it's doing plenty of damage. We're already like almost a fifth of the way there, which is pretty darn good. However, you'll notice, like a lot of these other videos, we don't have a lot of armor. Now, usually during a worm boss fight, that's usually pretty game-changing, except in this one, we actually have 2 buy stations within the boss fight here. So with the 5,000 points we have right here, we could buy a whole ton of armor and save ourselves a little bit of trouble. But like I said, for most of the fight, it's actually not that big of a deal. But as you can see, we get hit by some zombies, we get hit by some orbs, we go outside here, we get hit by one of the laser attacks, we don't have any armor, we're gonna try to shoot it, hit the thing, we're gonna get this, and we're gonna go down because we didn't have any armor. And what's most upsetting is if we just rewind here a little bit, we walked right past. I know there was like zombies behind us and everything. We're in here, we're outside, we've got full armor here, we're gonna get hit by these orbs, and then these zombies are going to be pursuing us. But right here, and I apologize for the quality, this is YouTube quality here, right there, that glowing green box that's so pixelated it's hard to see, that's a buy station. That's a buy station that you could just buy more armor right there. But unfortunately, we run outside, our armor gets hit, we get hit by these orbs as we're trying to shoot the worm. Maybe we should have taken cover instead of trying to turn around and shoot the worm. I know you're always trying to deal damage, but maybe hiding behind that cover would have saved you that down. Additionally, I've noticed as the worm goes down underground, we're not using our thermites. Those thermites are critical for getting the worm to pop up here. And now here I thought we are going to buy some armor plates. We actually buy another self-revive, which is okay. That's pretty a safe strategy. But if we had bought those armor plates earlier, we've got plenty of space in our rucksack. That probably could have saved us that self-revive beforehand. So I'm just saying. But yes, as the worm's down here, we're not throwing these thermites anywhere. We're not throwing them on the ground. If you throw the thermite on the ground while the worm is underground, the worm thinks that's you, and so it pops up on the thermite instead of where you're at. And so as soon as we go outside, we can see the worm's gonna pop up right where we're standing, almost right there, right behind us. Yep, there it is. There we go. Yeah, there it is. And using the gas grenades is good. The gas grenades used to be like the meta back before like season 1 patched them or something. So yeah, maybe I would have used decoys to get the zombies off me instead of those gas grenades, because the gas grenades really aren't all that big of a deal. But other than that, just farming the armor from the zombies and going around here, it's actually a pretty clean fight from here on out. We almost got it done. It does get pretty tense at the end here. I've noticed that all the worms get a little bit more aggressive as the lower health they get. And here's a good example, the worms underground. We have a thermite that we could have thrown on the floor, except we're going to get launched up into the air and eaten. Yeah, throwing thermites definitely prevents that, and hopefully we could spam our parachute. Beautiful, very well done, good recovery. But again, we don't got any more armor, so we've got to be very, very careful. And oh boy, that was so close to being another down. And with no armor, we throw a little gas grenade here. We're gonna hit it again with these VR11 shots, and that is eventually going to take it out. So very well done, congratulations. Now we've got to move on to Jerry here with Enter Frank Woods. This has got to be the most bombastic way of taking on Rainmaker I've ever seen. So first of all, I kind of like using these kill streaks to clear out those mortar strikes that are on that island. I think that's a really good use of your equipment here. And especially because, look, and we've got a lot of kill streaks here, especially because you have PhD. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. However, you cannot play against mercenaries the same way you play against zombies. And I think this is going to be a really good example of that. First of all, there's some claymores right there, which you correctly spot, which is absolutely awesome. But then you use your key card, you equip your kill streak, which is really nice. We're going to go in here and just tell me if I'm mistaken here, but we've got this, we've got a sentry gun, we've got shield guys in there. We're going to run through the tripwire and we're just going to go right here with some more trip lines right there. Like, is that not the most chaotic way of entering Rainmaker here? And then we try to put the kill streak above us, which I don't hate that, but it's not going to do much for the people inside here. We're going to run through these tripwires. Everything's exploding. Everything's still exploding. I would be taking cover right now. There's like 4 guys around you and there's no, again, you're down again. I feel like you bit off way more you could chew. You've got to play this a lot more slow. You've got to play it a lot more, and you're not going to overpower Rainmaker. You're not going to overpower those bosses just through sheer force alone. You've got to take your time. You've almost got to play it, like I said, not like a zombies game. You almost got to play it like a campaign level or a spec ops level. And you see there's that tripwire on the other side. You just ran right through that door. But you've got to use your depth perception. You've got to see that sentry gun around the corner. You got to see that guy coming up and not be so tunnel visioned against everything and just, oh, I'm going to go in here and just shoot the Rainmaker in 2 shots here. I think even turning this corner, I think you see the Rainmaker here, and I think you just go at it. Yep, there's one. That's very good. We are using the M16, which is a good gun, but mercenaries kind of act differently. It doesn't matter how good the gun is against a zombie. It's very, very different, and you're so aggressive right here, chasing down these bad guys instead of taking cover and trying to take them out one by one, slicing the pie, as they say in multiplayer, all that stuff. And then we have Rainmaker here, and again, because he's got so much health, you got to be very, very careful. And you're not taking cover. You're not trying to, I mean, luckily you kill him, but that's just, oh man, that was so sloppy. That was so intense. And now, even though Rainmaker's dead, you've still got to deal with all of these things, these sentry guns, these shock troopers, and all these people with armor. So dealing with them first, or getting like an ether blade or a ray gun, if you really just want to go in there and do it fast, like the ray gun and the ether blade is the way to do what you just did. But just a normal weapon, especially there's the sentry gun still there. There's probably still trip mines around. There's definitely another mortar team outside. So it's just one of those things where you got to be a little bit more patient. You did get two wonder weapons, which is really darn cool. The Scorcher case and the Wonder Waff, which is awesome. But man, oh man, see, look, we've got more stuff here. Great use of the Wonder Waff in there, but way too aggressive if you ask me. I would have taken that on very differently. But hey, I mean, if you like being that aggressive, I mean, you did it successfully. I mean, you still did it. So congrats to you there. But now moving on to Dodge here again. This is your second gameplay up on the channel, so congratulations here. I believe this is his first, and by the way, great gameplay. What is this? This is like 1440p, 60 FPS. I appreciate it. Love the quality. I believe this is our first season 2 Dark Aether mission. Unfortunately, doesn't have sound, but there is a lot of really important stuff to be had in these next 2 clips that I'm about to show you, because I believe new people going to, what is in my opinion, the easiest Dark Aether to do here. So luckily, we got a Disciple instead of the Mega Abomination, and we're going to make our way over there. We've got the FJX horse. It's a legendary triple pack of punch. We've got all the perks. We've got golden armor. I believe we got mags of holding. So I think no, we don't have mags of holding, because I think it's our first time in here, so we're actually pretty well set up, minus mags of holding. We've got a jug suit. Everything's looking really good. Now, as we get up here, first we trailed off the trail. I think those zombies that were up there kind of deferred you a little bit, kind of made you nervous, but there's going to be zombies everywhere you go here in the Dark Aether. You got to learn how to train, how to dodge, and how to handle them being behind you and not be super stressed out. So we're killing our train here again, and I feel like we're being pretty distracted. And there we go. We used a Casimir right here. I want us to pay attention to how many Casimirs we use during this boss fight right here. Okay, so we've used a Casimir. We're trying to focus. We use a thermite here. We got to reload here. That's perfectly fine. More zombies. Let's just distract them with the Casimir. You know, that's 2 Casimirs we're using right here. We've got this the FGX, absolute beast. It's taking out all these guys. Good prioritization on the boss zombie right there. You know the Casimir's not going to take care of it. We're going to put on 2 more Casimirs, and we're unfortunately going to go down. Now, I just want to show you this right here because it could look very different than what you experience in the gameplay. You're not moving. You're standing perfectly still. You can look in your rucksack while you move. Just standing here in any zombies game, whether it's Modern Warfare 3, whether it's round-based, whether it's Outbreak, whether it's Vanguard Zombies, if you stand still, the game is going to kill you. And that's a good thing. It should kill you because you shouldn't be able to play zombies when you're just standing in one position and letting the zombies come and attack you here. But hey, we're going to get up. We haven't lost any perks. We're going to throw down another Casimir. That's, I believe, 3 Casimirs here. We're going to regroup a little bit, kind of take aim. We're almost halfway done with this disciple here. Almost all the way done. And that's actually going to do our disciple here. Very, very good. So there we go. We got a nuke. That's going to buy some time to hopefully look in that reward rift a little bit. We're looking here. We got a mags of holding. Very good. Self-revive. We'll take that. Juggernog and cryo freeze. Very nice. And a monkey bomb right there. Very good. So what was that? 3 Casimirs? I believe we used 3 Casimirs right here. And so now when we're moving around the dark ether, I don't know the most elegant way of saying this, but I think people try to make the dark ether, they try to play the dark ether like it's tier 1 or tier 2. And by that I mean everyone tries to pick fights with all of the zombies. Everyone thinks that they could just clear out the map of zombies. However, in the dark ether, I have the sneaking suspicion that because we're only playing with 1 to 6 players in the dark ether, the respawns in the dark ether can go crazy. And as you can see, just moving through a space is going to get you a large horde of zombies. And so one of the biggest priorities for me is to not focus on the zombies themselves. Right here, we're pinging where the bunny is, which is really, really good, but we're going to turn around and we're going to probably get distracted here in a little bit by trying to kill all of these zombies. If you have to turn around and, oh, there's Casimir number 4. If we have to kill zombies in the dark ether as we're going from one place to another, I'm not killing this mangler. I'm not killing the regular zombies. I'm not trying to pick fights with anyone and everyone that's here. Why are we stopping? Why aren't we moving? You threw a Casimir, move on to the next place, get onto the next roof, and try to lose those zombies that were behind you. If I'm gonna kill zombies, I'm killing those super sprinters and then turning around just like you did just like right there. Look at that. That's very, very perfect. So right here, we need to go up to this building. There's 3 super sprinters. I know it's hard to tell when it's just still images like this, but you can see kind of the runners back there. And these are the super sprinters who caught up to you. That's the regular runners. These are the super sprinters. Kill the super sprinters off. Cool, that bought you some time. Go to your objective. Unlike in round-based, the dark ether is just going to keep spawning them around you. So don't bother stopping. You're never going to be able to clear the entire map. Try to kill as least amount of zombies as you need to get to your next objective. I know in round-based, after we kill a certain amount of zombies, we get like a 10 to 20 second cooldown as the round changes and everything, but that's not a nice DC. Like, why are we stopping right now and killing these zombies? There's no reason we need to kill those zombies. Not only does it waste time, but you also, I believe, have that muzzle that attracts more zombies here. So here, you're super close to this Outlast objective, but right here, you're going to see a super tunnel vision-esque session right here. This, it just makes my skin crawl. You haven't looked around you at all. You're backing up and you have no idea what's behind you. This gameplay is going to kill you in any round-based map and in any other map that you play. It's surprising to me. I think this wall to your left is the only reason you survived. I don't think there's any zombies that can come from your right or to your behind you. So very, very tricky here. But why are we wasting this time? Why did we decide to pick this fight instead of go straight into the Outlast contract? And again, now we're wasting a monkey bomb out here doing nothing. We're just kind of killing zombies to kill zombies. I mean, killing zombies is fun, and it's really fun in Modern Warfare Zombies, but we just kind of wasted all this time. We were at that corner, and again, we're stopping, and we're just killing this disciple, and eventually we're going to need to kill the disciple. but let's go start this contract first. Let's go use that monkey bomb to start this PND. And in here, we make a decision that I don't know how to feel about it. So let me know in the comment section. We actually activate our mags of holding. I'm a little mixed on this because this isn't the Elder Sigil, so there's no potential for us to actually have like a schematic. So using that mags of holding really is only beneficial for this game as opposed to trying to save it and use it for another game. But I could see we were probably really nervous here in this Dark Aether. And again, as we're standing on top of here, we're not moving, we're not training, we're trying to play this like it's a multiplayer game, like it's a campaign thing. Like, you can't do that. You got to move around. You got to do this. And we do eventually move around on the tables a little bit here, but maybe I could see you were really, really nervous about coming in here. So you just pop that mags of holding to try to have the best odds that you can. And again, good job picking up that field upgrade right there. Very good. Buy yourself some time. But let me know in the comments if using that mags of holding was a good decision to make us survive this a little bit better, because the FJX horse, as we saw, we were reloading quite a bit without it. So it might have saved you a little bit here. Who knows? And once again, this whole section of gameplay is kind of painful for me to watch because there's no movement. You're just kind of sitting there like, camping in zombies is very much a thing. So technically, like the not moving part is not so bad, but you're not moving in the middle of where zombies are around you and can hit you. And luckily the FJX Horus does enough damage to do it. And you used your field upgrades really nice. You use that energy mine really well, but man, oh man, that is a risky thing. And that's gonna down you a whole heck of a lot in any other zombie mode here. And we got cool little VR11 case and an Elder Sigil. So that's really good for our next run when we go into here. So we can actually get these schematics. And this is just a tiny thing, but this little section, here's a cool little symbol monkey. I think I recently said in one of these coaching videos that, oh my goodness, like these crystals are actually kind of worth it sometimes. You might find Casimirs or monkeys like we just found. And while I very much believe that, this next little section, I think, gets away from us here because we actually mantle over a whole bunch of stuff. And I think we get on top of this roof here, actually. I think we try to get up here, yeah, just to get these crystals a little bit, which I mean, I don't know, play the way you want to play. It's an open world game, but usually you get lucky with like a monkey or a Casimir, but it's usually like what we've been seeing, C4, experimental gas. It's not that worth it. So not gonna knock you for it. I just thought that's a good point to bring up. And especially if you are low on stuff, if you got like dead wire detonators, you want some more stuff, that's perfectly fine. But I think kind of speaking with what I've been speaking with here, we're getting a little distracted and potentially not using the time as wisely as we could. But again, don't be discouraged by what some idiot on the internet says. I'm just a donut, okay? So you don't need to listen to me. There's more than one way to win at this game. And for example, there's a really cool little route here that he uses. I've never seen this route before. I don't know if this is like a DMZ route here, but you could just kind of jump up here, go on top of, we're going to do a little jump there and then jump onto these boxes. And now we're on the roof. I've never seen that route used before. That's pretty cool. But next up, we have these ether extractors. And there are a good couple points of coaching here that we can do. First things first, this monkey throw. Yeah, Tom Brady, you might want to ring that in a little bit there. We put down an energy mine, even though we threw that monkey and put down the energy mine here. Unfortunately, that stupid glitch is still in there for these things. But as you can see, the monkey bomb exploded and yeah, we kind of went down here. But what I was going to say, those monkeys have a range. Like well, at least I think they have a range. Just like Casimirs, like if zombies aren't close enough to the monkeys, maybe the zombies won't be attracted to the monkeys. And that's a pretty dangerous thing there. So just be careful with how far you're throwing those monkeys. And obviously, as they were running towards the monkeys, they were able to be behind you and all that stuff. So yeah, unfortunate down there. Now we only have one more Casimir here. So this is probably why he was breaking those crystals. He was probably looking for some more Casimir, some more monkeys, which he did find a monkey, which is really nice. That was a brilliant Casimir throw. I think that's awesome. I love that so much. But this is where we have our biggest issue. Remember that very first contract we did here in the Dark Aether with the Disciple HVT? Yeah, we used how many? 3 Casimirs, and then we used a 4th one just running away from the zombies in between these contracts here. And again, we got some tunnel vision going on here, but we are going to use this Juggernaut kill streak, which we have 2 of them. I think he actually got 2 of them before he came in here, anticipating to use one on the HVT. But because it was Disciple HVT, maybe he thought, oh, I don't need to use the Jug because I could just take it out with my weapon. Unfortunately, because we decided not to use the Juggernaut on the HVT, we lost out on those 3 to 4 Casimirs, so now we have to use this Jug suit in this situation. And while it's not bad, it's a Jug suit, it's going to be really good. And maybe if we were more focused or a little bit closer to the objective here, we could actually do this without getting overwhelmed by zombies. But that's unfortunately not how this works out. You can use this in the Jug suit, but unfortunately we got interrupted by this huge horde of zombies with the manglers shooting at you, knocking you off and all that stuff. We only got 25 seconds left on this objective, so we are going to throw down another Jug suit right here. That's 2 Jug suits for this Ether Extractor mission. And as you can see, we're killing a whole bunch of zombies. And if you look at the timer, we've got 6, 5, 4 seconds left. We're going to pick up the Jug suit. 3, 2, 1, 0, and we failed this objective. Now, that's not the worst thing in the world. We still did 2 successful objectives. But the Dark Aether and the high rounds of zombies are very similar in that it's not necessarily about your skill potentially, but it's about the decision making you have. It's what weapons, what equipment do you decide to use and when, and what targets do you prioritize. Now, I know I've been very critical of this game, but this is by no means a failure of a game. We still, like I said, 2 accomplished missions. We got a Mags of Holding thing. We've got a VR11. We've got an Elder Sigil. We are stacked, ready to go back to another run of this. So very, very good. And we're using my favorite exfil right down here. Now, if you thought that game was insane, you are not ready for the misadventures of Modern Warfare Zombies by Better Player. This is going to be a really painful game to watch. And I apologize, Better Player. I apologize if this is super negative, but you did submit it on the Discord, so fair is fair. I'm going to try to be nice though. So this is where you can immediately tell how this game is going to go here. You can see the two teammates we got don't have any armor. They have plenty of points though. And I think this is the last tier 3 mission we're going to do before we go to the Dark Aether. So we're going to kill this mangler over here. And believe me, this is needed for some context. We kill the mangler, we get cool little ray gun. Hey, we got a schematic. Look at that. Very nice. But unfortunately, both of our teammates eventually go down here. So they're both down here. We don't have any armor. We've got a mimic right here just approaching us. This is a risky revive there, but we pulled off here. Very close to dying that player right there. We still don't have any armor. We need to scrap up some armor here. We're right next to a buy station, so hopefully we do that. Yeah, we don't do that. In fact, we don't do much of anything here. Now, I also do want to point out here, yellow right here, you see the pack-a-punch just right there, just like a little short distance away from player number 2 there? Yeah, I just, just for context, I just feel like it would be a good thing to remember. Now, unfortunately, player 2 goes down, but they do have 30,000 points, which I think is an important thing to recognize here, just for the added context later. Now we do get a 4th right here. I experienced this bug a little bit earlier with the unstable rift. We invited somebody in here. The storm's coming in, so obviously we're going to the Dark Aether. We're inviting somebody to the squad. I do believe they accept. Yeah, they accept another squad mate here, which is really good. Player 2 is still down, unfortunately. But as we enter the Dark Aether, unfortunately, that 4th player just didn't get pulled in. I wonder if you just accept somebody as you're going into a portal, it doesn't accept it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Modern Warfare 3 moment, but I love this decision. He got rid of his ray gun here. This ray gun is going to slow you down running. So I love this, getting rid of this. Now, we are using, what is this? The FTAC Siege. It isn't a legendary, but this gun is a little monster, and even as an epic rarity, triple pack-a-punch is way more important. Speaking of triple pack-a-punch being way more important, I want you to take a look at what Evan is using right here. Take a look at this. Look at this. We are using 2 tier 2 pack-a-punch weapons. You have 30,000 points. You could have pack-a-punched both of those before coming in here. Pack-a-Punch is far more important than a legendary weapon in the Dark Aether and in Tier 3, so I think you guys know where this is going. We come in here, we pick up this HVT, and again, it's a disciple. Why is everyone getting disciple? I only get mega abominations. Is this skill-based matchmaking? What the heck? And it's around here where everything just kind of goes off the rails. You can see on in the mini-map here, player number 1, we'll call him Evan, he is just off in Narnia. He is not part of the pack. He's getting distracted. I think what we saw with the last game with Dodge is happening 20 times right here. You can see we are backed up in this corner. We don't know where we're going. One player's down. We don't know where the objective is. We're trying to head towards the objective, but we're getting very, very distracted by all of these zombies, all of these dogs, all of these bosses. We're trying to kill everything in our path. Now we could see this player Hercules is just contemplating, do we go back for the guy? I mean, he's our teammate, right? Is the friendly mercenary gonna pick him up? And unfortunately, our other teammate goes down at the disciple right there. So now we're stuck in between 2 down teammates, not even anywhere near the HVT. So hey, we're gonna have to revive somebody, so let's head on back and revive Evan over here. Except you'll notice, I believe if we use Healing Aura, now correct me if I'm wrong, if you're on the same team, doesn't Healing Aura like heal you everywhere? Actually, maybe not, because you could see it didn't heal our teammate right there. Okay, so we got close to Evan here, who immediately went down again. The other teammate used a self-revive, and we're just in the middle of this cacophony of just crazy chaos, and I think this is how Zombies is, and this is why I chose this video specifically. I believe this is how Zombies is for so many players. I think I make my videos going into the Dark Aether with a bunch of teammates, and I'm like, look at how easy this is, but here's a team of 3 who partnered up in-game. They're trying to do the Dark Aether, and they just keep going down. So, you know, they barely just killed this disciple here. You can see we're all gonna go down right here, or very close to it. And we're just being overwhelmed with zombies here, and no one can hold their own. No one can pick themselves up. No one can kind of bring some order into the chaos here, because in the Dark Aether, it's gonna throw so many zombies at you. Luckily, somebody healing Aura'd here. And again, we're just kind of picking this fights here. We're just kind of killing these zombies. What are we killing these zombies for? Let's get away from here. Run, run, run. Get away from here. Like, why are we, like, you don't need to kill that guy in order to be safe. Like I said, this is not tier 2, this is not tier 1. You're not going to be able to clear an entire Dark Aether area. Look, there's more zombies right here. They keep respawning. You've got good armor now, so let's head on out of here. And as we look in the reward rift here, there's a VR11 case and an Elder Sigil. I would have taken the Elder Sigil and the VR11 case, honestly. Oh, wait, we actually do. Yeah, VR11 case, Elder Sigil, very good. Take all that, you know, that's all good. So right now, the goal should be, let's run, let's sprint, let's change to our fists here, let's pick up some extra armor. This is something that I always did in the original Dark Aether. As I was learning the Dark Aether, I think if you go back and watch these videos, I picked up extra armor. You can fit more than 5 armor in your rucksack. If you have an empty slot, which we obviously have, fill up your armor with like 12, 15, 18, 21 pieces of armor because of how oppressing the Dark Aether is. There's armor all over the ground, so you can expand how much armor you have by just picking it up. You actually have to pick it up once it reaches 5, but if you have the inventory slots, just go ahead and pick them up. And look, again, look at what we're doing right now. We're in the middle of a random road, and we're just killing zombies for no reason. Let's get a game plan going. Hey, I like this. Let's ping where that next bunny might be, and let's just run and head straight over there. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and change our field of view so it could be like at least 80, maybe 90, maybe 100, depending on what console you're on, because this narrow field of view is just so terrible for zombies. Oh my goodness, it's so crazy. And plus, this narrow field of view just makes everything feel more oppressive. Again, why are we going back and fighting? Why are we turning back? Like, we got an open field here. Let's run. Let's run. Let's get out of here. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Now, this is actually an interesting point too, because I feel like Hercules here actually knows, hey, let's go over here, let's run. But we have these teammates that keep going down, that don't get the idea of, hey, let's keep running, let's keep dodging instead of trying to fight everything here. And so it becomes almost like a moral question here. And this is an interesting little thing here. This is probably just to buy some time here, just to get up on a roof to try to, you know, get the zombies away from you like you do in tier 3. So actually it's a pretty good move. And then parachuting out here, great use of your environment. Very, very good. I love that. Now you've got all those zombies back over there, distracted by them over there. Yes, you'll get a couple here, but like you just did, Aether Blade a couple of them, and you run away up to this rooftop. Beautiful done. Great decision right there. That is awesome. That is what your teammates need to do. That's what your teammates need to emulate here. And again, love this. I think at this point, I think both of these teammates right here, both the Hercules that we're playing as well as the blue guy right here, kind of make a decision of like, all right, well, we've got to go do these contracts. We've got to go survive this dark ether. And we're just going to probably have to let that other guy die out for being a little bit of dead weight. And I love this. This is super, super great. Hercules right here is demonstrating really, really good. We're dodging. We're not picking fights, turning back, throwing that ether blade, killing those super sprinters. Excellent decisions right here. Excellent, excellent decisions. Activating that P&D, getting on top of that. Okay, maybe not. All right, we're going to put a sentry gun down, which absolutely, I love that. That's a good use of your kill streaks. And here's a great example of the field of view right here. Like this field of view, like it's hard to see anything, right? Like you get this guy in front of you and then you throw an ether blade here, kills two of them. So this is the last picture you see of this side, but we kind of tilt a little bit this way and then we hear somebody hurting us in the back. And then we turn back and oh my goodness, there's a whole horde of zombies there. So that's easier to see if you have a wider field of view. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference to your awareness. And again, the typical strat that I would do is kind of like what Dodge tried to do, get on top of that counter and run back and forth and try to train them through that countertop right there. I feel like that would be a more successful way of doing this contract here. But we've got an insta-kill, we've got an excellent SMG here with a lot of bullets, and it's going to go pretty smoothly from here on out. However, you will notice they definitely let Evan die right here. Now that does lead to a probably less stressful and a more successful Outlast contract. However, this also poses a brand new issue. The Dark Ether zombies hit very hard, especially if you don't have any jug. I believe you're like a 2-hit kill in the Dark Ether without jug, maybe a 3-hit kill, and there's super sprinters and dogs and all these bosses. Whenever you pick up Evan again, he's going to be a 2-hit kill. He's going to be even weaker than what he was before he originally died out. But hey, we did get an epic ether tool and a mags of holding. That's some pretty good loot so far. And so now I believe we're going back and we're gonna revive Evan right here as we're trying to get on this roof right here. But again, I think it's our first time in this dark ether, so obviously you've got to orientate yourself. You don't know the most ideal path. We're going over here, and unfortunately Blue goes down, and both of these guys go down. And unfortunately, Blue has been like the best teammate right here out of the two, so we've got to go get Blue. Unfortunately, we do have healing aura, so that does have, I think, a lot longer range than what we think it does, at least in game right here. But that does bring us in the middle of this section, which is just, it's so claustrophobic, and luckily that nuke saves us here. But unfortunately, Evan is down again. I think Blue went to go start the contract, which was really good. Unfortunately, he died. I think we're out of armor here. I don't think anybody's got armor, and as you can see, if you watch Evan's health right here, as we go try to do that, Evan gets hit once, twice, and then a third time, and he's down again. So now we are just ping-ponging back and forth. You're down, you're down, you're down, you're down. We've got this vicious downward spiral going down right here. And unfortunately, we don't have healing aura, but what we do have is we have 2 Casimirs, and unfortunately Blue has now died out. Your next best teammate just died out, and now they're not going to have jug. Now they don't have any armor, and we do have 2 Casimirs that we probably could have used a little bit earlier to not only help get our healing aura back, but also to save Blue a little bit sooner than we do. And I have to commend the good management of armor right here by Hercules, because we've taken a lot of damage right here, a lot of damage. But anytime we've been able to pick up armor, he's been very good about placing armor. But once we do eventually kill as many zombies as we can, Etherblade this guy, the revives, I believe, don't, and here's some more zombies. This is why I always try to say on the move, keep it going, keep it going. Luckily, the revive does actually save the place when they do eventually die out. So you can bit by bit revive everyone just like that. But as you can see, boom, boom, down right again, because no jug, no all that. Now, what I would do is unfortunately, I think I would leave Evan down on the ground right there for the last contract, and I would try to get Blue into that one. In fact, there might be one right here, that Dark Ether rift, that rift that brings you up to the top. In fact, that might be it. It's actually right here in this little area. So if you got Blue into that area, you could then go up above all of the map and have him land on the Wonder Fizz machine. Unfortunately, I don't think we know where the Wonder Fizz machine is at right here. That, like I said, I think this is their first time in this Dark Aether, so of course they're not going to know the exact map layout off the like the back of their hand yet. However, this is something, now we are close to this this rift right here, which I think this is a really good decision because this is a great way to get on that Wonder Fizz, again, if they remember here. But we're going to use this Casimir, and this is probably one of the most clever things that I 1000% would have never thought of. He is going to pick up these chunks of meat right here, and then we are going to go into this rift. And just for future reference, the Wonder Fizz is right here, right outside on top of the Outlast right there. That's where the Wonder Fizz is. So you take this thing, you go up and you find there. But what we're going to do instead, we are going to fly all the way out here, and we are going to, well, first we're going to go down real quick, and then we're going to revive ourselves. We are going to put in chunks of flesh to get ourselves a dog. How smart, how clever is that? Because a dog's going to heal your teammates. That is a really good and clever use of your environment. That is so well done. Now, obviously, this is probably not the best way to like force yourself through, but hey, you know, first time learning the map, it's going to be difficult. Now, I don't think the dog works on actually dead teammates, so he's got to revive them first, but there's just so many zombies. There's just so many zombies over here. It makes it so difficult. And again, one of the reasons I chose this gameplay is because I believe this is what the Dark Aether is to a lot of people. And it's almost a philosophical question. Should the game be this difficult and this unforgiving? And to that I say, absolutely. This is how people get better. The game is holding these players accountable. There were decisions here between Hercules and these other two players. Why is Hercules the one still standing? Why is he the one still up? Why does he still have armor? Why does he still have all of his perks? Because he was making good decisions. He was the one training zombies effectively. He was the one moving on and not getting blindsided or narrow viewed by all of these enemies here. Now, unfortunately, I think this dog's gonna die here pretty soon. It's got low health here. But when zombies kill you, when the game mode of zombies kills you, it's for a reason. There's a reason around it. One of the best things about zombies, and all of zombies, like 99% of zombies, when you go down, it's gonna be your fault. And that's what makes the game mode so beautiful. It means that there's always something to improve on. And so if I was Evan right here, he just got picked up, dude, scrap for that armor, get armor on. We just killed so many zombies on the ground right here. There's armor all over the place. So the first thing I would do if I was Evan, I would be picking up armor like it's going out of style. But unfortunately, and Evan's the one with the tier 2 pack-a-punched weapon, remember? Unfortunately, I still hear, it's hard to see, you could kind of see it in the gameplay, but you could hear it better here. You could hear Hercules telling him, don't shoot, stop shooting, because he's trying to treat it like it's tier 1, tier 2. It's not. You're not going to win by shooting, especially with a tier 2 pack-a-punch weapon. And so we're going to use the dog combined with a Casimir here, and you can hear Hercules in the game going, stop shooting, run, get out of here, get out of here. Dude, you are absolutely right. Evan, you got to get out of there. You got to run. You got to get out of there. We've been in here for over 20 minutes and we barely scraped together 2 contracts, and we haven't even done the 3rd. So we're gonna revive Blue here because Blue actually knows the strategy here. We're gonna run, we're gonna get out of here. And believe me, I've cut out, I know you've seen a lot of going down and revving and all this stuff. I've cut out a lot more from this game, believe me. And we got a max armor there. Unfortunately, we're still down here. We've used our last Casimirs. The storm is closing in. We got 5 minutes left. We killed enough zombies. Let's get out of here. Let's go to the police station. Let's exfil. Come on, let's get out of here. Let's go. He's trying to cover them. All right, guys, get out of here. Go, go, go. And that concludes the most stressful Dark Aether rift I've ever seen on the channel. My goodness, Hercules, you are quite literally a hero. Again, I don't want to come off too harsh here, but I like the fact when Evan was doing the wrong thing, when he was shooting his gun, when he wasn't training and he wasn't running away, the game was killing him. That is a great sense of accountability towards the player. If you're going to be successful at this game, you have to abide by these rules. That's what makes games games. Mario is not going to let you succeed if you're not good at jumping and platforming. Even though this is an open world experience, really all of Zombies is an open world experience, but there are still rules that you have to abide by. Even in Minecraft, the most open world of open world games, redstone still acts in this one specific way. Mobs still act in this specific way. There are rules that govern the items within the game itself, and I love that when a player is doing something so wrong, they're not successful, because it means that when you are successful, it means that you are doing something right. It means that your success is based on your skill alone, and believe me, you are very capable of success. You're watching this right now. You're watching this humongous YouTube video about a guy playing zombies and not being able to run and train very well. And if you're learning that, that's perfectly okay, because we all start somewhere. Zombies is such an interesting game mode because it plays like no other game in the franchise. And if you don't have good movement, you are not going to be successful in Zombies, especially round-based zombies. Now, if you want to see exactly why so many people love round-based zombies, be sure to check out this video and stay beautiful.